Oh god, I didn't even have my mic on. That's hilarious. So what I've been talking to myself about is basically that even though I've played a lot of games and I'm up to like 3,700 on Metacritic at the moment, just sorting by score, there aren't many games that like I like that I own. Um, like there's actually not many that were really good. Um, it's just one of those moments. Like I reach a moment of like I call it ennui. So that's like just like lack of enthusiasm really for anything. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but so far I found like Freelancer. There's a remake of Battlezone. Uh, it's like certain old games, like lots of old games that like just will not run anymore. Like Quake Wars, ET Quake Wars. I mean, I could play that against bots. Like that would be interesting. But like honestly, I don't know what to play. I've got to the point where it's just like, God, yeah, like I'm in my mid 30s, been a massive gamer for like 20, probably, God, 25 years? And it's just meh, a lot of the time now. And like so many games that were like really good that are just like got shit Metacritic scores. So like, I've like you spend your life as a gamer like looking for games that are awesome, and like there actually aren't many games that like have that level of like epicness that one would expect. Hard to explain. Like there's not many games that like when I'm playing them give me like a feeling like I'm playing something new, and like that's perhaps like not a bad thing because like there's no point in making a game that's just based on something because it's new. It's like what games are there that are interesting and compelling and have great story, great mechanics. The sort of stuff that you play for hours, like thousands of hours. And there kind of aren't really many anymore. So like, God, I mean, like Call of Duty, for example, isn't even anywhere near one of my favorite games. Yeah, it's something they've got the most hours in now because there just hasn't been many games released that can even hold a candle to, say, Modern Warfare 2 or like Battlefield Bad Company 2. Like Painkiller is probably an awesome one. Uh, yeah, Quake, like Quake 2, Quake 4, Enemy Territory, um, like Enemy Territory Quake Wars as well. Like for the FPS stuff. Hey, thanks. And like when it comes to strategy games, like it probably goes across to like Battlezone, like Red Alert, uh, God, Joint Task Force, like all sorts of stuff. Blitzkrieg, absolutely loved Blitzkrieg. I modded the fuck out of that game. Uh, but it's just like when you get to like you search through a list of games, it's like, yep, played it, and like you're in the thousands. Played Gothic 1, Gothic 2, and Gothic 3. I'm sure there's a lot of games here that like are probably worth playing. Stronghold, played it. Oh, Planet Side. Oh, I reach a state of ennui where it's just like, oh, like I reckon one of the main reasons why I play MMOs is just so I can play a game that's gonna last for weeks or years. depending on how much hours, like how many hours I actually put into it. I'm looking through my list at the moment. And probably the next, like the one that meets that criteria will be like Final Fantasy XIV. I've been playing that a little bit. I've got nearly 30 hours into it now, but I haven't even got to end game yet, and it's starting to wear on me a little bit. But I suppose once I get to the raids and stuff, I find more compelling content. It's definitely up there though. Like it's not bad. Like that's the thing. It's just like once you get to a point and you've been gaming for over 25 years, it's just like your expectations are set so high. Like Covain, I was playing that for a while, like 2.3 hours. It's like a Dark Souls enemy version. It's actually not bad. But it's like, yeah, I could play that. And I think it's almost sad to say that I'm almost becoming a non-gamer. Like how much... Oh, Jacket Alliance, holy shit. Like how the hell does that get 63 on Metacritic? So I got 2 games so far after searching all this that it's like, oh yeah, I'd love to play those again. And I could start playing Left 4 Dead 2. I was doing like a the other day I was doing a like expert solo run. I got through about 2 or 3 campaigns, I think. Silverfall, played that one. Don't know how that only gets a 62. That's awesome. I haven't played Planetary Annihilation yet. That's like a spiritual sequel to Total Annihilation. Never got around to playing it. So that's one to add to the list. I reckon as soon as I get to 60 on Metacritic, I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to play. Death Rally. Oh my god. They made a remake of it? I played the original. That was good fun. The quests. I feel. God, Sword Art Online. When we've got Nerf gear, I'll play a Sword Art Online game. Still haven't played No Man's Sky yet. I reckon, like, No Man's Sky could be kind of alright. But I've kind of... Like, sandbox games are good. I played a crap load of Minecraft. But it reaches the point where you've made every recipe and you just run out of things to do. And I mean, a lot of people can entertain themselves endlessly by doing stuff that they've done before. I'm kind of not one of them. Like, I just get bored. And there's a lot of new stuff in Minecraft, sure, but like when you spent, oh god, like maybe 500 hours building like a world and like having like railroads running everywhere, different types of mining, and it gets to the point where you've spent so much time at literally holding down the left mouse button looking at a block that, yeah. Okay, we hit 60. I'm tempted to start from the other side down, like search upwards from 0. I gotta decide to play something. And that's the thing. I like games that test my skill. So like Battlefleet Gothic at the moment is kind of annoying me because it's once you've got a fleet and you know how to use it, essentially a lot of the time you're basically replaying the same battle over and over and over again. You just like use the same methods to win. Aliens vs Predator is awesome. The 2010 version. If it wasn't for the fact that I've played the Colonial Marines campaign within the last 6 months, I'd probably start playing that. I haven't played the Predator campaign in ages. And I've overplayed the fuck out of the Alien campaign. I actually tried to get through AVP and do a 100% stealth run on Alien. And it took me about 2 months, I think, to get it down pat. And when I say stealth mode, I mean on hardest difficulty. And I did it. The only, and this was before I started streaming. This was years ago. The only enemy that I couldn't take down with stealth was probably the predators. On there's two or three predators that you can't proceed unless they discover you. 10 miles to safety. It's playing that. It's actually not too bad. And I haven't finished it yet. Seems like it'd be fun, but the only reason I'm not loading it up is because it's cool. You can build barricades and everything, and the weapons. But upgrading the weapons, it's like basically just going from like green gear to purples to like your legendaries. Again, that's just one of those things. Armor 3, to be honest, I played the fuck out of Armor 2 and Armor 1, and Operation Flashpoint, the original, and also the Dragon Rising Operation Flashpoint. And I put so many hours into it that like I was so burnt out on Armor that I started playing Armor 3, and I only got through like maybe the first 2 missions. Still got 42 hours of playtime on it though. I don't know how the hell I managed that. I probably played a couple of missions and then left the game open for like half a day. Darkest Dungeon is awesome. Good for rage too. Now Dishonored was kind of if you try to play it the way that it wants you to play it, it's stealth. But the way I want to play it is like kill everything. Hey, how you going, Alex? So I've been tempted to get back into that because I don't want to play Dishonored 2, which actually looks really nice and decent, until I've played through the first couple of Dishonored games. But I found it hard to get into it because the interface is so kind of old and clunky. I guess I've been spoilt by next generation graphics for too long, where I've kind of got to the point where I can't play an RPG FPS, which is kind of sad. As for Doom, oh god, Doom. I haven't even finished the game yet. I got like 1 or 2 missions left. 2 or 3. It gets to the point where it's difficult just for the point of being difficult. But I definitely feel like maybe playing that. Yeah. I get frustrated when I can't master a game. Just like I got to put a lot of hours into it to like get to the point where like I feel like I have a level of mastery over it. It's like Left 4 Dead 2. Like if I'm completely sober and I actually put a lot of like effort into playing, which is like legit like effort. If I put a lot of effort into it, I'm easily one of the best players in the world at it. But then it kind of throws the fun out of the window. And again, it's just like you're playing to a set formula where if you deviate from that formula whatsoever, you get punished for it. Like there's really no way of reinventing how to play it, especially if you're playing it solo. which is like, I mean, it says I've got 151 hours. It's like bullshit. It's like over 1,000 hours, easy. Probably more on the original Left 4 Dead. Yeah, like that's it. Like playing most video games doesn't require you to. But like all the games that I like the games that I really like, are ones that are hard. I like hard games, and it makes it hard because I also like streaming, and playing very very hard games requires a lot of concentration, which I often don't have while I'm streaming, and also like I can remember times back when I was doing prog on no death runs and like basically like single player content clears before I even had the internet. And legit, I would do the same map hundreds of times to the point where, like, literally, where every single enemy is, where every single corner is, where, every single ammo pickup or whatever is. But it takes the fun out of it. And, but at the same time, it's incredibly rewarding when you finally do it. But at the end of the day, you're only really patting yourself on the back, which is one of the things, like Ghost Runner especially. Like that's one game where I fucking love it. Like I absolutely fucking love that game, but I'm incredibly frustrated by how difficult it is. Oh yeah, I might be able to try it. But see, that's the other thing. I'm really picky. Like I'm extremely picky about games. Frostpunk is awesome. Great story. Once you've played one campaign, though, you've kind of played them all. It's the same mechanics. Like, the mechanics only slightly change. They don't change that much. FTL is probably one of the games that I've had kind of the most fun with, to be honest, in recent times. It's definitely nice. Like, but I feel like a lot of it is like chasing achievements, and I think once I have all the achievements, I probably won't ever play it again. Hardspace Shipbreaker is awesome. But at the same time, what it really needs is like some form of like story mode. I love games with stories, but again, there's also a point where you reach where if the game doesn't have a story, why would you play it? So once the story is gone, what do you do? Homeworld is awesome. Put so many hours into the first Homeworld game. Back in the day, what I used to do is I used to have globes of rapid fire what are they called? Like anti-fighter corvettes. They used to like form like massive globes of them and like send them into combat around a target. Hmm. The hell is that? Huh?
Our next contestant used to be a human. Let's watch it battle to the death. The human didn't die.
I was pretty sure it was going to die.
I'm going to help you escape. Survive, and I will get you out of here. Let's do this.
This is random as hell.
There is no escape from the arena. Clone drone in the danger zone.
It released 2021 too. I love how games are getting back to like classic games. Like honestly, I think that's like really good. Like it's getting back to gameplay. And that looks pretty damn unique. It's like, what if Minecraft was an arena shooter? Slash, oh god. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it could be fun. So I could do another page here and see if I spot anything. Oh, Tar Chronicles. Back in the day, Tar Chronicles, right? That was sick. It would like the graphics of that melted one of my computers. I could only get it to work on one graphics card, and as soon as I upgraded my computer, I couldn't play it anymore. It's like once you upgraded to a new version of Windows, and I never actually completely finished the game. I got through about 4/5 of it, but that was really good. The graphics in that were like sick, and it wasn't quite as good as Freelancer, but it was like Freelancer, but the only difference is that it didn't have the ability to hold down a no thruster key and travel backwards while shooting forwards. Commandos. That's a remake, that one there, but the original Commandos, I played the fuck out of that. That was sweet. You could like run around with a it's a like top-down strategy game, kind of, except for you controlled like a couple of soldiers, and like you're infiltrating like German bases and like leaving dynamite in places, like taking out comms, stealing uniforms, injecting people with lethal drugs. It's really good for its day. Probably one of my favorite, not that game, but probably one of my favorite games of all time was actually uh is it Jedi Academy? Not the RPG one. It was like the game before Jedi Academy came out. Or it was one of them. It was like the second game in the series. It was sweet. It was really, really good. I got to like god tier on playing that. In terms of like crazy shit. Aquanox. Oh my god. That was like a pre-Subnautica. And it was like a it was like Subnautica, except for you were like working for a corporation or something, and you could like upgrade your sub with all sorts of different weapons. So it was like Subnautica without getting outside of the sub, kinda. Warcraft 3. You know what? I haven't played Warcraft 3 in ages. Probably a female space marine, to be honest. Dark Planet. Oh my god. I swear that like as time goes on, games get like a lower and lower Metacritic score, like the older they are. Emperor's Children. I still have never played. My computer wasn't good enough to play Doom 3 when it came out. I bought Doom 3 about 8 years ago or 7 years ago, and I still haven't played through it, even though it's basically been remastered. I should play it. I own it. Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah. Oh god. That was my older brother's favorite game. While he was playing Leisure Suit Larry, I was playing King's Quest, like all of them. Uh, Betrayal at Krondor. Uh, fucking. Uh, The Deathgate cycle, best point and click adventure games ever made. Seriously. And MechWarrior 5 Mercs is fun, but I'm starting to get a little bit burnt out on it, so I've stopped playing it. Shadow of War is great if it wasn't button mashing madness. It's designed to play on a controller and no one can change my mind. Now, Painkiller is epic shit. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Path of Exile has got a new update. I haven't finished doing my recent replay of Prey. And then you got Subnautica, which, in all honesty, I'm burnt out on. Unfortunately. I'll get back to it. Titanfall 2 is fine. Played the fuck out of it. Love the campaign. Can't believe it only says 26.5 hours, because it feels like I played a hell of a lot more than that. Yeah, replay. Warframe would actually be fun to get back into, if it wasn't for all the operator bullshit. Holy shit, 1,700 hours. I did play the fuck out of Warframe, didn't I? They were really good at that. Back before they fucked up the Zephyr. Zephyr is like my favorite Warframe. They made it impossible to use fly glitches. Cover the entire map with like 1 or 2 uses of fly. Wargame European Escalation is epic. It's actually not bad, but it's so slow. Like it's fun. Now Dawn of War. Yeah. Space Marine, XCOM. XCOM, definitely good. Still haven't played the original Battlefleet Gothic. Fucking loved Bioshock. It says 18.4 hours, that's a lie. Way more than that. I don't know what the hell happened to all my playtime hours. Like, did Steam just turn around and delete all my stats? Because there's so many games here that like I've got fucking way more hours. Oh, it's probably because like when I didn't have the internet. Like because I did a lot of the play when I didn't have the internet, so it wouldn't record the hours, would it? Black Ops 3. Yeah. Assault on Dark Athena is one of the best FPS games ever made, along with the original Chronicles of Riddick, like the first Riddick game. What was it? Can't remember what it's called. Dark Athena is like takes everything that's good about the original game and makes it even better. Like when it comes to like stealth slash platforming slash FPS slash being a total fucking badass. Epic. 100%. Command & Conquer 3. Let's switch back over to here. Like like games that I've played the fuck out of. What about like F-22 Raptor Flight Sim? It's like an old game. Like a really old game. Can't remember what it's called. Still love that. Now you can do it like DCS. Old Flight Sim. Oh, there we go. F-22 Lightning 2. Remember when games looked like that? And uh, the Apache and Hind helicopter simulators. So many games. Like I'm just scrolling past. It's like played it, played it, played it, played it. Good question. I suppose you might be able to consider it like that. I think I know the one you're talking about too. I think I've seen it. Like I haven't been there, but like I saw a YouTube video on it. Sacred, sacred, sacred was like one of the best Diablo cleans. Yeah, got to get around to playing Company Heroes. Again, I think the only reason why I'm not playing it is probably because it's like ugh. It did a lot of good things for RTS, I think. And a lot of games use its formula. He pulled out their ashes. Lol. One of these days I gotta get around to playing that. Deep Black was nice. That was back when like I still had a boner for playing underwater games, and this is like way before Subnautica came out. That's why when Subnautica came out, I was like, yes, finally. Deep Black, yeah, it's like a third person or an FPS, but a lot of it's underwater. It's not too bad. Definitely doesn't run anymore. If you try to install it, it won't work. Um, yeah, Dishonored 2. I've got to get around to playing that one day. Divinity Dragon Matter, glitchy but fun. The original Divine Divinity is still one of my favorite games. Play the fuck out of it. I'm skipping so many things now. And play some Sonic. Oh man. So fucking Uber Soldier. I actually bought that game and I could never play it because it wouldn't run on my computer. Oh god. That's actually pretty funny. Cannibal Quizzy. Shattered Skies. It feels like that's taking a name from another game. Can't remember what it was called. Yeah, Man in the Yellow Hat. Bet on Soldier. That game was absolutely phenomenal. I fucking loved it. I wish that it won't run on modern systems anymore unless they fixed Windows 10. But Bet on Soldier was it was like Red Faction, except for randomly throughout the game you'd face these bosses, and like the whole point of playing the game was like you were basically betting on whether or not you'd beat someone in a duel, and you could like find them throughout different maps. And it was like the whole reason why people are shooting each other and stuff is because of like a death race sort of thing where like armies are controlled by people who are basically streaming it. A really good concept, actually, that game. And it was a hell of a lot of fun to play. It had a lot of good guns in it. And the graphics were pretty damn good for their time. Unfortunately, aforementioned buggy as hell because I reckon any game that was released for Windows Vista or Windows XP is like that's in like the buggy era. Leisure Suit Larry! That one's for you. Dark Horizon, I think I played that one. Definitely played the fuck out of Aliens vs Predator 2. Blitzkrieg 2, played that. Blitzkrieg 2 probably wasn't the best game, like it's only getting a 55 there, but where it was really good is if you went into the game files and edited things. It was like Command and Conquer level of customization that you could do with that game. You want to have like 10 billion tanks that have got like a 410mm mortar? Go for your life. I wouldn't be surprised. I think my favorite Commodore 64 game was like a fleet simulator where like you controlled different types of ships and you could drop depth charges and like aim the guns and everything. It was like a really like one of the first 3D games ever made. It wasn't actually 3D, it was like sprites and stuff, but still. Iron Front Liberation, played that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find like Pong soon, probably. Spellforce 2. Actually a really good game. Spellforce was like way better than like Warcraft. Like it was it took everything that was good in Warcraft and made it better. All the Conflict games, they were really good. I didn't play Conflict Vietnam, but I played like Conflict Desert Storm. Um, this is like back when games were on CDs. Carmageddon. I'm pretty sure you should be able to play Carmageddon in a browser by now. The original Carmageddon, not Carmageddon 2. Yeah, that's the way to program. That, yeah, believe it or not, that's like getting like mods and stuff on Battlefield 1942 to run. Like when you're making mods for like some of those old games. You'd spend 5 or 10 minutes loading the game every single time you changed one digit in a line of code. So you change one line, load it up. Wait 5 minutes, it crashes. Okay, it doesn't work. Let's go back, change another line of code. It loads up, gets a little bit further, but still crashes. Go back and change another line of code. And then do it 10 million times over 3 or 4,000 hours. And you finally end up with a couple of total conversion mods. Blade and Sword? Oh my fucking... No, not Blade and Sword. That's not the game I'm thinking of. There was this really old game made in like 2000 or something, or 2001. It was actually in 3D, and you controlled your sword using the numpad. So you could take your sword and like bring it up, and then press a key on the opposite side, and it'll move it down. And like your combat was in an arena, and you could like have like sword fights using like your numpad. It was really cool. Can't remember what that was called. Jagged Alliance, score 52. Yeah, I suppose it must be a remake. That's probably why the score's so low. Breed! Holy shit! I don't know if you ever played Breed. Breed was awesome. It was like if Tribes and like Tribes and Tribes 2 or whatever had a baby with uh Giant Citizen Kabuto mixed with like Unreal. It was so glitchy, but it was fun. Played the hell. Well, didn't play the hell out of it, but I played it. It had a lot of features that you wouldn't find in games, like other games of the time. Not to mention, it probably cost like $2 on a CD from like a dollar store. A lot of the old games that I played were like games that you just like go to like a $2 store and like just grab like a CD in a really old like case like uh like this copy of Beyond Divinity. Trist. How the hell? Well, I suppose that's before they released the new version of it. Iron Sky? They made a game for that? What? All the June games? Didn't play them much, but I played them. Suppose I should get around to actually playing games soon. Getting into like the 40s or the noughties. Starship Troopers was an epic FPS game. It's supposed to have some pretty bad competition, but where it was really cool is like how it could like animate like hundreds of enemies on your screen at once. Okay, I'm up to like 4,700. I gotta break out of it. Gotta play something. Base alpha. John Madden. God. Gothic was like a really good game series. Like Gothic 1, Gothic 2. I got Gothic 3, I never finished it. You know, back when you had to pull out like game guides and everything to figure out the perfect ways to play it. Mm. All right. I suppose I've got to buy it eventually. Still technically on the trial. all I've done for the past 2.5 hours, 3 hours, is look up old games that I've played. Just like for memories and nostalgia value. Like literally, I've sat here for 2.5 hours doing that. Mm. Alright, back in a second. At least it's interesting and it can keep me entertained. I mean, it's funny. I mean, after you've played a WoW for so long. My Steam game directory is like a list of games that like Steam games or whatever that like I play the heck out of, but to be honest, some of the best games I've ever played aren't even on my Steam. Suppose I better change my stream title. Bear with me. Otherwise people won't even know what I'm actually playing. But yeah, just like reaching that level of ennui where like, God, like playing a game for the sake of it being. I suppose Final Fantasy XIV meets that criteria. I never set this up properly. I might actually do it properly for a change. But, nearly got a flyer. Set up. It should be updated now. Yeah, what was the video that I changed before then? There. I swear I don't get this sometimes, this system. Probably the best thing about this game is something you can play and just like chill. It's like game that reaches their final form. Okay, so that's what that's up to. What I really want is, I want like virtual reality. Like I need to get myself like a Valve Index or something, or whenever the fuck they bring out Valve Index 2. And fuck around on VR chat for hours and hours and hours. And hopefully one day we get the Matrix so I can just like hook up. Go full nerve gear. Chocobo! I remember many years ago I had friends telling me that Fantasy XIV was the shit, and I didn't listen to them. I should have. I reckon I would have had a lot of fun. I mean, there is a new X-Pack coming up, they're cool to use. RIP! Hey, they're actually both online. For the moment. Yeah. I think my the unit that I've got in the street is starting to get worse. Either that or someone's DDoSing me. Ugh. Straya's got a kind of a weird setup. Like, so my house is technically part powering a unit that's out on the street, and I share that that unit with like 3 or 4, or possibly even 7 other houses. Still gets me good internet. I mean, I get like 12 megabytes per second download. Probably, I don't know, more than a megabyte per second upload. I can get up to 4 megabytes per second upload depending on what I do with my plan. I've never needed it though. I think I've got like 2 upload. That's always been enough for streaming. Don't really need any more of that. More than that. Hey. But yeah, before I got rudely disconnected, what I was saying was that I had friends tell me about this game years ago, and I should have just started playing it. Oh, he healed. At this rate, I'm gonna end up playing the new Genesis Fantasy Star Online within like the next couple of months. Let's go meet the leader of the settlement. Oh, he has a mustache. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. I came here because of rumors of a man who was able to fly using his mustache for wings. If I could turn my hand sideways, which I can't, I feel like, you know, Speaking of which, I need to shave. But unfortunately, because I've had to start wearing this bloody mask again, started getting a couple of pimples, which are kind of bad. They drive me nuts. I wonder what a Final Fantasy first-person shooter would look like. Damn my mate, I'm about to bomb myself with the rest of this. Yeah, one day I hope we have a game like The World, or like I don't know if you've ever seen an anime called oh god, where is it? Tsukasa. Hack Zero? Hack Zero? Can't remember. Dot hack. Hack sign. That's what it is. Hack sign. Because like basically all the story in the game is created by the players. So like imagine if like video games and AI and like learning robotics like could get to this stage where like the world is like player driven. Like they've already got the that AI that does the like it's like a role-playing AI. And you can pay for it is paid for to unlock the actual true machine learning algorithm where it can like literally talk with you like Cleverbot. But like imagine if Cleverbot got to the point where like they could like run like multiple instances of NPCs that were like virtually lifelike. It'd never be like you get to an NPC like this where you just click them, you have a look at the dialogue, and it's like, you there, are you an Amager? No, then carry on. And it's like, and then like, you know that you got to do that to do it, and all that sort of stuff, and it's like, oh, this sophisticated aroma, it's been forever since I've heard Java Sweet Fine. It'd be like, they could say something like, are you actually paying attention to what I'm saying? And you just click through, it's like, you weren't even paying attention to that, were you? Like where if like when you're talking to NPCs rather than like clicking a prompt on a text bar, like where you actually have to talk to the NPC, or like even use a mic, like and just talk to an NPC using a microphone. Like that way people would actually be invested in the quest, like rather than just clicking a prompt. I am actually reading these, like I'm not just skipping. I'm just kind of fast at reading. But like, you know, once that content is gone, it's gone. And then like, if you're rushing to level it, like you do saying like in WoW, and like literally, as soon as you start, it's a race to hit like max level. Like that's your biggest priority, is that you basically skip as much dialogue as possible. And just, you know, rush. Whereas like if you had like player-driven dialogue and interaction and stuff, like players would slow down more and like appreciate the worlds for what they actually are. I can't wait. I just wish that that sort of stuff was around like, you know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Because, you know, there's a couple of different levels of gamers here. It's like people who have been playing games and like their entire life don't even own a TV, and like literally the only thing that they do is work, play games, and sleep, eat, shit, fuck. I mean, I suppose there's nothing really wrong with that type of lifestyle. It's just that, like, imagine if the technology that we have now and the technology that we're going to have over the next 10, 20 years, imagine if we had that 20 years ago. And then you got countries like, say, China, where basically, just make sure the streams are still running. Yep, they are. Okay. And I usually don't say anything wrong about like China or anything like that, but yeah, countries that basically limit how long you can be playing games and everything. It's like you're incapable of being a productive member of society if you basically live on a computer and do nothing but play games all day. Like, well, not all day, but like whenever you've got time, free time to do it. Yeah, it's like video game boot camp where they get you off it. You know, like, people don't just play games because they get like an adrenaline rush or like you know, they get a say a dopamine spike whenever they complete a quest. You know, like people play it because it's something to do. Some people sit there and read books, some people will sit there and read a newspaper, some people will sit there and watch YouTube videos over and like and just do nothing but watch YouTube all day. Like, it's legit, like, an actual way of... And I think a lot of it's got to do with the older generation not appreciating it, like, because they just think it's, like, Commodore 64. Or, like, you know, they play a video game once and all of a sudden they're an expert. You know, video game reviewers. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't get so invested in the characters or so invested in the game that basically I replace real life with it. I mean, I have a job, I have a life. But I have what I do when I'm, you know, when I've got my downtime, and that's basically just playing games. And I'm incredibly passionate about it. People are passionate about different things. People are passionate about surfing, or passionate about skateboarding, or passionate about going for long walks through the woods. Very enthusiastic walks through the woods. And some people love anime. Some people love comic books. I love video games. And God knows I'm not a perfect individual. I have fucked up so many times in my life. If I had a time machine, there are millions of things that I'd do differently. And they aren't just like going and yeah, getting a like going and finding out what the winning lotto numbers are. Like seriously bad life decisions that I'd just go back and change. But you know, games, no, I wouldn't change that. And I found that, like, as I'm older, like, I'm a much calmer individual. I used to get so angry, like, just like furious, like rage. And like over time, like, and especially using video games, like video games are basically what makes me be at peace. It's the best way to explain it. It gives me an outlet for my frustrations. And, you know, a lot of the times, like, a lot of the pure frustration that I've had is just, like, basically people who don't want me to do that, or people who don't understand it. And, you know, once you get to the point in your life where you don't need to sit there and explain to someone, like, where you can just, like, live your life and work your job and do whatever the fuck you want, basically, without being super reliant on other people, or like being completely stressed out about whether or not you're going to be able to keep a roof over your head and pay rent. I mean, if I could time travel, I'd just appear in the middle of the medieval town square and just shrink through autism. Yeah, I like the way you think. I missed something, didn't I? One of the worst parts about being a genius is that you can basically be a full-blown schizophrenic in your own head, and still at the same time, like, know every single delusional thought is delusional. Like, it's really weird. Like, they say that there's a fine line between genius and madness, and it's actually a very astute observation, whoever came up with that saying. Yeah, go back in time and start a cult. Hey, if you can do it, why not? And say, like, you got all these psychological problems and stuff. Like, people, like, say for instance, sociopathic and all that sort of shit. Well, one, I know I'm not sociopathic because I do have emotions. But at the same time, like, my thought process is incredibly sociopathic. Like, and I can see that, and I can analyze that, I can self-analyze. But at the same time, like, also my thought process is incredibly schizophrenic. Like, but the way that, like, internally my mind works around it is, yeah, until you run out of ammo. But then you could do a neighbor of Naga, or whatever his name is, and like just make gunpowder out of people's bodies, and like get your sulfur and everything, and you have a never-ending supply of ammo. Yeah, so basically, I think one of the best ways to, like, think is never accept anything as fact or reality. Like, if you're ever 100% certain about something, just sit back for a second and think, wait a second, what about the 0.05% chance? Like, you can never, like, you can't really prove things or disprove things. Like, if you keep an open mind, you know, like, that's the state of being where you can, like, evolve, basically, mentally, I've found. but it's also a bad thing. Like, you can't just sit there and, like, delude yourself. Like, critical thinking, I think, is what it's called. And, you know, being your own best skeptic. You know, it's... God damn. Like, I've had so many delusions throughout my life. It's actually not fun. God, if I went back in time, like, fuck, the world would be fucked. Always put yourself first. Now, that's like the most important thing. Always put yourself first. Because the more you get cut up on things like incredibly romantic notions, like the more romantic you are, the more you are deluded. So like you can... Just because something sounds good doesn't mean it is. Just because something is what everyone else is saying doesn't mean that's what it is. You know, like... People always tend to have like ulterior motives. And, you know, that's because of kind of what I'm saying, is like people should kind of always put themselves first. And most people do. And like the sooner you realize that most people are completely and utterly delusional and insane, like the quicker you can kind of use it to your advantage, I suppose. It's like, it sounds horrible, but it's actually not. And like that's the thing, like society itself is like, it kind of deludes you into thinking that thinking of yourself first is a sin or like something that's bad. Like it's not, really. I mean, everyone sort of has that moment for themselves when they basically realize, like, why am I me? You know, it's like, why was I born in this family? Like, why wasn't I born over there? Like, how did my consciousness arise? You know, and all that sort of stuff. And everyone goes through that thing. So it's just like varying levels of intelligence as to how people actually understand it. So like some people can't grasp the concept, and usually that leads to religion. And the most intelligent religious people are usually the people who are taking advantage of other people the most. So that's my take on religion. I mean, personally, I think, like, you know, like you're saying something about, like, you know, people clearly got emperor or whatever, go back in time and start a cult. Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, if you're intelligent enough to do it, why not? I mean, as long as you're not hurting other people. Like, religion does come down, and it does form sort of a useful area in society, which is like one of the first things that people who are proponents of a religion will say is that religion exists for a reason. And like they understand the point of it. It's, you know, to enforce order, to take negative traits out of society, basically. Religion is never going to be like a personal thing. It's always about, or should I say organized religion is always about a form of control to limit the excess of individuals who would have a negative effect on society otherwise. Usually incredibly unintelligent people who would have a negative effect if they didn't find religion, for example. Like if someone is making it easier for their fellow man by being religious, so say for instance a poor person being able to get a food voucher or a food hamper because there's a religious organization that will provide food for those who are in need, that serves a purpose in society. Right? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But the ulterior motive, yeah, is join my religion. There's very few people out there who are like self-sacrificing for others. Everyone's always got an end goal, and everyone's always got a motivation. Whether they realize it or not. Society as it exists, like, really couldn't exist without that. I don't think it could. But that's just because of, basically, some people kind of need to be led, I suppose. And some people have a talent for it. But at the same time, it's like, when it comes to the distribution of wealth and advantage, I mean, it's great to have a roof over your head. That's just a standard. Plenty of people who, you know, just live out in the woods or whatever to make a, I don't know, what do you call it? A metaphor out of it. Okay, can't target that one. I should say I can't because I can have that. One of the 3 steps of that. Sweet. I have to start using fire 3. You know, like once it gets down to like say like Matrix levels of gaming and all that sort of stuff, where people can like do their job and then like at the end of the day just jump into VR and basically do whatever, you know, whatever the fuck they want. Then society again itself changes, because if people can get out the darker impulses and urges and things that do not generally serve a positive benefit for society, the sooner that people can do that, the sooner that people won't do it in real life. But you'll always have people who will do it in real life just because they believe that having that level of power over actual real people And that's a different level again. But I mean, if you make VR basically realistic enough that people can't tell the difference between reality and objective, like actual reality, then VR might as well be a reality. We're not at that level yet, are we? It's funny when you think about it, in like 50 to 100 years, like the gamers of today are paving the way for saving the future of humanity. Why have a nuclear war when you can simply have one in VR? I think the human condition is, and what makes people become evil or make bad decisions is all about just simply wanting to have control over their reality. Chocobo! I might actually go there and check out the house. I'm like level 40 now. It'd be nice to have a little upgrade for my chocobo. And also dreams, like people's dreams and aspirations, like what they want to do. Like a lot of it stems from how they interact with their environment, like what they've interacted with throughout their life. So like say for instance, like dreams of mine when I was younger would be like I'd love to be a fighter pilot. I'd love to be able to fly a plane. I'd love to go into space. I'd love to be an astronaut. I'd love to go into a space station. I'd love to go to Mars. And basically the biggest shock is people try and work like as hard as they can to achieve those objectives, but they'll never be able to actually achieve them. So there's like a level of acceptance, like when do you accept that you cannot reach your dream? Should you ever give up? Like but then you've got the meme which is like you know, exactly, it's like never give up. Like that's a meme itself. And so it's like, if you wanted to be an astronaut and you never gave up, you'd be an astronaut, wouldn't you? No. Like, once you accept, like, that, like, you can continuously dream for something, it doesn't mean you're actually going to achieve it. It's when you have to get realistic. But, what if there was, like, VR? People had VR. Like a Cleverbot level. Someone who wanted to be an astronaut could be an astronaut. In their dreams, basically. But if it's realistic enough, it's the difference. It's like in the Matrix when the dude's eating a steak. And like, that's not necessarily like a fatalist thing to accept something like that either. Just jump there. See the trees. There's nothing wrong with having dreams. But where it becomes a bad thing is that what if someone's dreams basically makes them take advantage of someone else essentially, or dash the hopes and dreams of another person so that they can take advantage of a person in order to achieve their dreams, and the other person can never achieve theirs. That's basically society in a nutshell. As it currently stands. Item screens. And I think like another key to it is like understanding all of that and not like getting massively, supremely depressed by it. And depression isn't constructive. Yeah, so I won't level up my companion for a while yet, I don't think. Awesome. If I summon my chocobo, it disappears, doesn't it? Yeah. And what if I desummon it? Oh, I get it back as combat. Sweet. So it's a 30-minute buff. As long as you don't die, I suppose. Cyberbug. Okay. So I can't use that inventory. Boom. I should probably go back and see if there's any more class quests. I don't think there is, but I don't know if I don't look. Maybe it will be under suggested recommendations. Maybe they're only recommended for this zone. Like when it comes to my dreams, and that's just like one of the things I'd absolutely love to do, like just like straight up without even actually thinking about it, like just like the first thing that came to mind, like I thought for less than 5 seconds, like what would be the fucking first thing that I'd like to do? Like legit, the first thing that I would like to do is be able to like be in zero gravity near an asteroid and be able to put out my fucking hand and touch a fucking asteroid. Even if I was in a spacesuit. Like, just to be able to touch an asteroid. Like, if I did that, I'd probably die fucking up. Probably never gonna happen. But, like, that's a dream. Like, I can imagine it. I can visualize it. Will I ever be able to do it? Die for it? Probably not. Like, you know, like, that's just one example. Like, being able to actually, like, feel a rock that's in space that's not on this planet. Like, that. Like, if I got to that point, I'd be like, well, fuck, what else could I do in life? But I suppose, like, when you think about all that sort of stuff, like, once you've achieved one dream, there's always more. So, like, you achieve something, it's like, yes! And then it'd be like, oh, what's next? Yeah, there's got to be a point where basically you're satisfied, right? Maybe not. Maybe not. Fact of the matter is, I'd probably get bored. I suppose a close second after that would be able to live to my 200th birthday. It's like, holy shit, I'm 200. I mean, we've all only got a very limited amount of time. And depending on whether or not you're actually religious or not, like. Hey. This is a bit of a dark quest. Pouring blood into a fissure. On me. Definitely gotta stop chain smoking. I'll pull that smoke out. Fuck it. Pardon me. That's why, like, sometimes when I'm singing and everything like that, like if I'm singing a song, and I can actually sing like pretty decent. Like, I only sing like certain types of music, but like Like, say for instance, alcohol lowers your inhibitions, makes it more likely that you're going to do something like that. But like, one of the reasons why that's like kind of like a part of my personality is because I love just letting rip. Like, I like letting go, basically. So that's probably a form of being able to do what I want to do uninhibited, I suppose. It's like, at their core, what most people want to do is they just want to be uninhibited in what they want to do. Like, it's just a basic desire. It's how we're built. And how you go about achieving doing what you want to do uninhibited. That's like your whole like lawful evil, you chaotic control. If you want to put it in D&D terms. I mean, I love singing, I'm never going to be a rock star. What a funny thing to name your ship. Pizza Deliverer. God, mittens. Uh-oh. Shit's about to go down. Oh! It's like legit an actual black mage. Every time I think of black mages. Oh my god. Okay, meme time. What's it called again? Mega Man? Explosion! Konosuba. Konosuba? But it is! Lol.
族の美女、男心も女心も全てわかる魔性の女といったところか。
だって私半分は男ですもの。
今なんて。
あら、聞こえなかった？私キメラだから。あなたの大好きなこの胸は後から合成してつけたのよ。でもあなた本当にいい男ね。こうしてるだけで胸もか。
This is like probably one of my favorite parts of the Konosuba.
シルビアさん、シルビアさん、俺のケツになんか当たってるんですが。
当ててんのよ。
Sorry, I had to throw that in there. Black Mage soul and all. And why am I wearing pink? I love it. It's like Shadow Priest, totally. Oh, really? Well, there's other archers down here, so we'll take the chamber. Oh, no, Alchemist. Closest one. No! And jump down. Okay, that wasn't the right route to take. God damn it! What's the point of having a sense of direction when everything is like... Okay, near the Miners Guild. Forcing miners to work in the mines. How dare they? Sweet. So I got mana front. I got my first heal. I can heal as a mage. So I'm a Thaumaturge now. Now I can become a Black Mage. Yes! Soul crystals! Okay. That's fucking awesome. Finally! Okay, so we've got mana front, so that's a nice little epic heal. I can take actions and traits. Oh, traits. I don't know where all my summon buttons have gone. Probably have to load up my companion for that, maybe. Summon. Dismount. Done. And so we've got the oh shit button. Move that button. It's basically the oh shit button. And we've got freeze, which I'll chuck on there for now. And we can use that to switch to we basically got no need to use transpose anymore. We can just use freeze. I think I still gotta unlock that ability, perhaps. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna quickly go to the toilet. I should probably reload restream chat just in case it's glitching up. I don't think it is though. I'm back into it. I'm quite happy that it didn't completely die. Okay, everything seems to be in order. Twitch is unreachable. Lol. God, it's near the golden saucer. So that's where the golden saucer is in the real world. I wonder if that's like a Dalaran and it moves around. Everyday chucking. 47s? What? I'm so gonna jump off this ledge. Oh, random cat appears. Hello. It's gonna get me killed. You do realize you're sitting on every one of my chords. God damn.
No. Ow.
Stop taking photos of the webcam. Butt much. Alright. He really doesn't want to go.
Oh.
He digs his claws in. Go. Over here. Yep.
No.
Poor thing. I can just bet at like the game design part of this where everyone's like, oh, we gotta make a desert zone. What do we make it look like? A fucking desert. Do we need any textures? Nope, just use the one. It's all sand. It works though, surprisingly. Oh, it's actually switched my bars around. Now they changed jobs, fires, and all that. Oh, I gotta fix it on the Oh shit. I didn't even pay attention to that. I'm so glad. But I can take that. Okay. Oh, I didn't really have to change all my bars. I don't even know what I had stuff set to. That was that. The only one that really does matter is this. Fire one. Does it chuck fire two? No, it's already on control one. That's a 5 and don't particularly like that key layout, but I suppose it will have to do. I gotta make sure I leave enough in that one. Oh, I can't use freeze yet. Can't even actually use it. Can't bubble her. Oh no! Okay, so I don't have sprint set up. Sprint can go there. Oh no. I'm running back to the guild room. It's not where I'm supposed to be going. Might as well. Jeez. Sick. As soon as I get Blizzard 3, doesn't that make like freeze completely useless? Parasitic design. Chicken noodle. What was that World of Warcraft achievement? Ready, set, go. Hunt. Still can't believe like how accurate this rendering is. Like, you notice how like when I get off this map, if I look closely, see how the rain like doesn't come through the wall? Got rain tracing. Ah! I made it funny. Gazacho. Fuck. That's okay. Okay, it's not that funny. It's cute. If it was Zuki, it'd be even funnier. Chanmazuki. Just bear with me while my hair passes through my eyepieces. See, it's nearly covering my eyes. I'm on the way to being a black mage. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way from misery to Chanda. If I'm not careful, I'll begin to blunder. Okay. This game does not hold your hand. God damn it! It was I, dear. Oh, it's living mate quest. No. Nah. Why the hell did I even run there? This game does not hold out. Derp. International Derpistan. Blood for the blood gods. Skulls for the skull throw. Fruit flies are a pain in the ass. I swear to God. Oh, there we go. We got Blizzard 3. I'm pretty sure that replaces Freeze. Though I'm nowhere near the end of my rotation's final form. But, yeah. So when I come to do my next unlock, it's gotta be here, at level 45. And this quest is like level 27. I've had that Chocobo now for a hell of a lot longer than 30 minutes. do the best recommended gear thing. So those two change. It's alright, I suppose. What type of girl? If only she was an adult. Kill me now. Suppose the Japanese considers anyone over the age of 18 a youth? I hope. Oh god, someone's gonna put that. Spine drops. It's kind of grotesque. Okay. That's a solid upgrade. Strange that it doesn't want me to select it. Maybe the combination of the head and the... Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna talk to her. Yeah, it's not popping up with anything, so I guess I just gotta talk to him. I'm guessing not in this area. I'll have a look at the other area and see what's going on. Yeah, there we go. It's basically going to be a run backwards and forwards quest, with 1 and 2 being upstairs. That makes it almost impossible to know where your next one is. Yep. Next one will be over here, and like the last one will be in this area. If I'm wrong. It'll probably be too early here. Just because of cynical people like me. Yep, back over the other side. This one will be downstairs. Perfect. Is it just me, or like, am I able for thinking it's Big Trouble in Little Ahogo? Ahogo. Ahiga. Fun, fun, fun. Should fire for you. Use like hey, what is it? Oh god, I'm already thinking about it. I might go and see what food I can sneakily organise. It's like 12:20. I'm not going to play later than 1, but I would like to actually eat something today. I ate a decent amount of food for morning tea and lunch, but yeah. Just going to see if I can whip together something easy. Go back. Deep fry should be illegal. Shouldn't I have some, like, in my inventory Vesper Bay tickets? Huh. I take never changing the oil in a deep fryer to extreme levels. Like, I don't even filter my deep fryer. Like, and I'll leave it like that for 2 weeks straight. I won't cook using it every day, but I might use it like 6, 7, 8, 9 times before I replace the oil or strain it. It won't kill you. I'm living proof of it. Though when you think about it, it's more like fish and chip stores or like the convenience stores or takeaway stores that use the same oil for a couple of weeks and have it at a temperature for the entire time that you really got to be worried about. Hey, back to our silver. I haven't been there before. What the hell is that? Earth Shroud. It's like west from Britannia, maybe? Might be easy to just go from central. 12:42. I remember when I went to primary school, our school had like a very weird way of doing morning tea and like lunch and afternoon, like breaks between recesses. It wasn't like on a normal schedule. It wasn't like, oh yeah, you have morning tea at like 10 and then you have lunch at 12. You have afternoon tea at like 2. No, like we had lunch at 12:42. On the dot, 12:42. Can't remember what time we had morning tea. It's actually funny because like the amount of times that like randomly I just see like that time in the clock. It's like life did a 180. You guys have been bearing with me. My food should be just about cooked. Not that I'm going to sit here and eat it in front of you. I'm going to bring it in so I can cool back down. And then I shall eat it. It's kind of like Death Note. I'll take this potato chip and eat it. Oh God. You notice how like everyone just sits around, they don't actually do anything. Like they don't like sit. It's like, God, show a bit of character. It's like, how do you know that something is deep fried, that's deep fried is cooked? It floats. And then give it a couple of minutes for good measure. Always get carried away and it's like, oh yeah, it's been like 5 minutes, it'll be cooked. It's only submerged in boiling hot oil. That's not the way that deep fryers work. What deep fryers do is they actually seal the outside, depending on what type of oil you're using to cook with. And the moisture inside, the water, actually steam cooks it. So it's being cooked by a steam method. It's one of the fastest ways of cooking, but it's also one of the most deceptive. Depending on what temperature you use, if it instantly seals the outside, like say if you're at like 180 or 190 degrees centigrade, it'll form a layer on the outside that traps all the moisture within. And then say if you're cooking from frozen, it will actually like start steaming inside that case. And it's not until the steam actually escapes, the liquid escapes, that certain things will begin to float. Because they've reached a point of lower density. And as long as you use some paper or whatever to get rid of the oil, it's actually healthier than a lot of other forms of cooking. Legit, the only reason why I have any weight at all, I weigh about 100 kilos. My normal weight is about 75 to 80. The only reason why I weigh more is because I drink a lot of alcohol, which has got carbohydrates and sugars. Which basically essentially gets turned straight away into like fat. Now the worst part is that I can drink 3 long necks a day, which would only be like 7 standard drinks. And that's enough carbohydrate to make me become overweight, which just sucks. I mean, I'm Scottish-Irish heritage, so basically, in terms of my genetics, alcohol, we have like a genetic predisposition to deal with it. It's kind of weird. But there ain't nothing you can do for his stomach. Even when I was a labourer, so like wheelbarrows of concrete, all that sort of lovely stuff. Doesn't matter how much you exercise, if you drink, you're gonna put on weight. If you're like me, if you drink every day, you're gonna put on a lot of weight. So my advice is don't drink. If you can get away with not drinking, kudos to you. Now, if you combine that with a, like, say, a keto diet, so like if your diet has absolutely zero carbs and, no, if it's absolutely zero fat, your body will enter into ketosis. And if your body's in ketosis, you can drink as much as you want. Basically eat as much fat and stuff as you want, as long as you're not eating carbs. But the keto diet, I've tried it before. It actually does work. I lost about 10 kilos last time I went on keto. But it's expensive. One of my personal favorites is how you can get mozzarella, mix it with almond meal and egg, and basically like make a whole pizza base that's literally made out of cheese. Like the pizza base is basically cheese. So it's like, would you like extra cheese with your cheese pizza? Ta-da! The base is made out of cheese. And that's the easiest way to lose weight. Like butter? Butter, incredibly good for you. Nothing wrong with fat in your diet. Obviously, I'm not on a keto diet. I should try that. I should try going back on a keto diet and like record it for like each day that I'm on it. Delicious. Got him health. Well, I reckon I can take them out from here. It reminds me of that old meme, which is I'll quickly jump out, right? And those who are scientifically minded, It's the truth, right? Most of the degradation that happens in our bodies is due to basically rusting from the inside out. And that's pretty much it. If I go any longer, basically it's going to compromise my ability to function tomorrow. So. Well, tomorrow shall pass like a breeze, and I'll be back. As always, thank you very much for coming on, and God, hopefully one day I can make something of this. Cheers, guys. Catch you next time. I think I might do some work with Battle Station Specific, because I was actually one of the first modders to create mods for Battle Station Specific, and a lot of people took my work with my permission and made it even better. And I think, like, there are some really cool things that are being done in that space, and I'm gonna try and tweak some. But I'm gonna keep on playing Final Fantasy XIV as well. It might give me some direction to head with. So, luck a notch. Love you guys. Catch you next time.